Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. सर्गस्थिति प्रलय हेतुमचिन्त्य शक्तिम्
सर्गस्थिति प्रलय हेतुमचिन्त्य शक्तिम्
विश्वेश्वरं विदित विश्वमनन्तमूर्तिम्
विश्वेश्वरं विदित विश्वमनन्तमूर्तिम्
निर्मुक्तबन्धनमपार सुखाम्बुराशिम्
निर्मुक्तबन्धनमपार सुखाम्बुराशिम्
श्रीवल्लभं विमलबोधघनं नमामि
श्रीवल्लभं विमलबोधघनं नमामि.
So very layered verse with a number of nuanced meanings. So first we just see the how to approach these layers. First we see the word, the meaning of the words, padarthas. Pada means word, artha meaning. So we see the meanings of the words. And then what does that yield? Yesterday we saw sarga sthiti pralaya hetum achintya shaktim. So we namami, is anusyuta. It brings, it ties everything together. The verb namami, I worship. And what is it that I am worshipping here? I means here Adi Shankara, who is writing this text, is talked about here. And what is he saying? I salute. What do I salute? Shri Vallabham. I should be careful not to say the word Shri too many times. Because yesterday, the being, the presiding devata of the computer, which is Siri, thought that, oh, that was very bad. So which she thought that I was talking to her. And so I said, Shri, 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 so many times, and she shrieked. She said, I don't understand what you're trying to say. I said, after a while, you will understand. Keep listening. So Shri Vallabham, Shri Vallabha, Shri Vallabham means that it is a consort of Shri. That is the object of Namanam. Consort, we should not think of it as, Mr. So-and-so and Mrs. So-and-so, not like that consort. Consort here is one without a second. So she, as I said, Shri is he and he is Shri. Okay. And so there is no difference. So Shri Vallabham Namami. Shri is is no scarcity. That is Shri. No scarcity at all, of any kind. No scarcity with regard to resources, with regard to one's possessions, with regard to even one's own mind, buddhi, everything. Limitlessness is Shri. And so the one, that Lord endowed with this Shakti of abundance and endowed with the Shakti of no poverty mentality, no scarcity mentality, him I invoke and worship. And who is he? The one who is, the first line is straightforward. Sarga sthiti pralaya hetuhu. Pralaya hetuhu means the cause. Hetu means cause. Cause of what? Sarga. The rising of the universe, the creation, the manifestation of the universe, Sarga. Sthiti, the maintenance of the universe, Sthiti, Laya, the resolution of the universe. So the cause of the universe, its emergence, its maintenance, and its resolution. And then how is that possible? Because that Lord, along with the goddess, is Achintya Shakti. A Shakti that is not comprehensible by the tiny little pea-sized brains that we have come with. Not possible at all to comprehend how one conscious entity has brought forth all these various names and forms effortlessly, and how all this has come about. It's very impossible to comprehend, because even though things in the universe are we can objectify, we cannot objectify the source of the universe, because the source of the universe, being non-separate from you, it is not subject to objectification. So this is what it is. Then this Shri, this beloved of Shri, this Mahavishnu, who is Achintya Shakti, who has incomprehensible powers, endless incomprehensible powers, and then this is the one who has caused the world to come, and who has made the world what it is, and who, when the end of the world is there in sight, will completely resolve the world unto himself, herself. And then what is that, then two questions arise from this, according to Anandagiri's Tika. Where is that? It's here? No, not this, another one. No. Perfect. So, according to Anandagiri's Tika, which is very nice, we can we won't be reading it all the time. Once in a while, it's kind of nice to touch upon, and it's nice to make a beginning with that. Thankfully, I remembered the page number, because it's all of Anandagiri's Tikas, 12 Tikas in one text, called Prakarana Dvadashi. Thankfully, I remembered the page number, so we can go there presently. So the Anandagiri says the following. I won't be reading all of it, but still he says that there could be two kinds of doubts from what we have heard so far. And if you say, I don't have any doubts, that's wonderful. But generally speaking, if you hear this much, this kind of a thing gives way to two possible areas of unclarity. What is the first one? The first one is that this is the Lord who is in the form of the Jagat, and who has created everything, and who has done everything. This is, who has managed the universe, maintained the universe, and absorbed the universe. But then the doubt arises that, oh, maybe they don't know what this universe is. Maybe this Bhagavan doesn't know the universe, doesn't have the requisite knowledge to create this universe, has created the universe out of a sense of just some half-baked knowledge. This is one kind of a doubt that comes. If that kind of a doubt hasn't come for you, it's wonderful, no problem. But if it has, like, what is the connection? The doubt will express itself like this. What is the connection between the universe and the Lord? This is the doubt, one doubt. And in fact, the other doubt is also based on this particular connection. And the other doubt is, how did he or she create the universe? That's the second doubt. How did he or she create the universe? What is the method of this creation? And both of these doubts are answered here very, very nicely. And the first one he says, the Anandagiri says that please just don't ask the question without looking at line number 2. After seeing line number 1, I have a question. I need to know this right now. This is the human tendency, especially after coming to this wonderful knowledge, like a thirsting traveler made adrift in the desert. So suddenly one has arrived here, and this is something just so wonderful. And oh, but I have this question, but what about this? What about this? What about this? Hey. And then Anandagiri simply says, read on, darlings, just read the next line. And it's very, very clear already there. And so here, what is the next line? Vishwasya Ishwaram. Vishwasya Ishwaram. Vishwasya Ishwaram means the Lord of the universe. So the Lord of the universe means what? How can one be the Lord of the universe, Lord of something, without knowing that one thing? Is it possible? No. So Vishweshwaram, the Lord of the universe itself, shows that whole Sarvajñatvam is involved here. Sarvajñatvam is involved here. So the Lord of the universe is there. And then the next one makes it very, very clear. Vidita Vishwam. Viditam Vishwam Yena. By whom the whole universe which he created is already known. So all knowledge has come in. That all knowledge which you were looking for has come in. And so both the doubt, and then the other doubt is, how was this universe created? Anayasena, effortlessly as you having a dream. Effortless creation of the universe, as effortless as your own dream. You don't have to get stressed out before you go to sleep. Oh, I may have dream of mountains. Where? How will I make the mountains in the dream? Oh no. It just happens. You think of the mountains are there. You think of something else, it is there. Ocean is there. Trees are there. You are there. You give yourself a body. You give all the aspects of creation a body. In fact, you pervade the dream universe completely and totally. And you pervade the entire dream universe. And so therefore, just like that, the Lord pervades the entire universe. And this is what is talked about. Very beautiful. So let us just see how he brings about these two things, these two questions and parihara. He starts off very nicely. He says, Mumuksha jana anujighrikshaya Vakya Vrtti sanyatam prakaranam prarabhamane bhagavan bhashyakarah vigna upaplava upashamanadi prayojana samsiddhaye paradevata pramana rupam mangalacharanam mukhatah sampadayan prakarana prarambhaya apekshita anubandhatrayam cha vishaya sambandha prayojana lakshanam sankshipya pratipatti saukaryartham kathayati sargasthiti iti. Very beautiful. He gives a reasoning why the Vakya Vrtti is begun in this particular way. Very beautiful reasoning he gives. He says, let us not forget why we are studying this. Why? Because for the sake of moksha. That is why. That's because otherwise we can just get into a head, get into the head and start thinking about, oh, maybe I'll become famous. I will be Vakya Vrittignya and I will know this Vakya Vritti and I can impress a few friends at parties, or I can memorize the verse and then just keep on chanting the verses because I like memorizing things. No, that's not the reason why. The reason why this has been written by Adi Shankara or anybody else, any Shankara, doesn't matter. And the reason why this has been written and why this is being studied is only one. Why? For helping the mumukshus. Yeah. Or who is a mumukshu? The one who wants moksha, the one who desires moksha. So mumukshu jana, all the people janas, all the people who are mumukshus, for them, anujighrikshaya. Anujighrikshaya. This is a very big word. First, we'll see Jigrikshaya. What is Jigriksha? Jigrikshaya. Third case, Jigriksha. A special prize to be able to pronounce this also. And so, what is this Jigriksha? Yeah, Grahitum Icha, Jigriksha. The effort or the desire to grasp. So moksha is very difficult to grasp because the subject matter of moksha, which is Brahman, is not objectifiable. And that Brahman is you, which is also again not objectifiable. And it happens to be the same. And it is not objectifiable. So the whole grasping tendency, the grab tendency, yesterday we talked about it from the standpoint of catch and kill mentality. That is not of any use here. Correct? That is of no use at all. Absolutely no use here in this enterprise. The mumukshu is a grabber, and then there is no grabbing possible. But then the mumukshu will not leave grabbing. And so how will the pratipatti take place? How will the understanding take place? The mumukshu is told, the desirer of freedom is told, convert your jigriksha, your desire to grab, into anujigriksha. The desire to grab, anu means in accordance to how it is unfolded in the Shastra. So tame your desire to grab by making it metaphorical. You get the Shastra cognitively. That is anujigriksha. Very careful. Even Anandagiri is very, very careful in every word, every usage, very beautiful. So, mumukshujana anujigriksha. So, through this, because of this is the motivation for writing, because here are people floundering, wanting to catch hold of Brahman, not knowing that in fact it is that Brahman that has to catch hold of you. It is the Shastra that has to catch hold of you. That is anujigriksha. Knowing this, knowing that you are not the grabber, you have to be grabbed. That is going along with the Shastra, and in fact you will grasp something. Metaphorically now, the grasping is now metaphorical. Okay. Then Vakya Vrtti Sangitam. Sangitam means called. So this text called Vakya Vrtti Prakaranam, text, Prakarana Grantha, this Grantha, Prarabhamane, in writing this, Bhagavan Bhashyakara, this Adi Shankara, gives two prayers. And he always, see, in reading this prayer, we can get away from the purpose of the prayer. What is the purpose of the prayer?
For the knowledge to For the knowledge
No, for the obstacles. Or the obstacles to be removed. Purpose of prayer is for obstacles. Then only moksha will come. Yeah. The obstacles should be removed from the pratipatti. From myself, who is the studier of the text. The obstacles must be removed. So then that's what he points out. See, that's why we do we study the tika, bhashya, all these things, so useful. And Bhagavan Vigna Upaplava Upashamana Adi Prayo. Adi means Adi Padat. Vigna Upaplava. Vigna and Upaplava. Upaplava means all kinds of difficulties. Vigna, obstacles. Upaplava, challenges, difficulties. Upashamana Adi Prayojana Samsiddhaye. In order to accomplish the removal of obstacles and connecting and any other problems that there are there, and connecting to this text. And then Paradevata Pramana Rupam Mangalacharanam. Paradevata Pramana Rupam means in the form of understanding this Bhagavan, who is the object of this prayer, and who is the object of the text as well, and who is the object of this knowledge, who is the subject matter of this knowledge, who is none other than you. Therefore, this is how this Grantha is begun Mangalacharana. And then this Mangalacharanam Mukhataha Sampadayan Prakarana Prarambha Apekshita Anubandhatrayam Cha Vishaya Sambandha Prayojana Lakshanam Sankshipya. says not only that, it is being a superior form of writing. The verses, as I said, have many, many layers. On the one level, it's a prayer for freedom from obstacles so that one can complete the text without any problem. One can have moksha, one can, and for that, what is needed? All the obstacles, challenges, the threefold challenges we talked about yesterday, Adi Daivika, Adi Bhautika, Adhyatmika, all that has to just be, has to depart. So it's not, so one purpose of the prayer is to neutralize obstacles. And then there is also a second purpose. And what is the second purpose? Describing the second purpose, he says that to delineate what is called Anubandha Chatushtayam. We have a expression, Anubandha Chatushtayam, very important. That at the beginning of the text, 4 things have to be made clear. In fact, the current essay writing, thesis writing, etc., I think we have got from the ancient rules. Anubandha Chatushtaya. First is Vishaya. What is your subject matter? In any thesis, in any article, you can't just get into the subject matter without telling the reader. It's rude and it's irresponsible form of writing to not say, this is what I'm going to be writing about. Unless it's a mystery story. Then, of course, you don't want to say the who done it right beforehand. It was the butler. And you don't want to say that, in the beginning. That's a killjoy. I mean, because you still want to sell your books. And so you don't want to say that. But unless it's some kind of a short story or a fiction. In fiction, there is a certain unfoldment. But otherwise, as an author, it is responsible thing to do. It is a very responsible thing to do to state the subject matter. In any writing, you have to state the subject matter, Vishaya. Then, of course, then there is so many subject matters are there. And then if you write something vague, which nobody is interested in, let's say you had a dream that there is a new Messiah coming. Where did the Messiah come? In your dream? Okay, yeah. Not really. It doesn't have anything. Or maybe God spoke to me in the dream. Okay, wonderful. Possibly. We are not saying that. So suppose you write about that. Some kind of a, personal subjective experience. And, and you say, okay, this is for everybody. It's not for everybody. You have to be able, whoever you are able to convince. Let's say you say, I dreamt of this Messiah and he or she, usually it's a he, but anyway, he or she is going to come at this particular time, in this time I dreamt of this. And if you want to put it down, it's your right, no problem. But then, who is this meant for? Who is your audience, in other words? Is it just some few people who, those people should be ready to believe in you? Forget the Messiah. First, they have to believe in you and your dream. Then only they will connect to the Messiah. So first, they have to have some Shraddha for you. And so then maybe it will be a few friends, correct? That is the audience for some such thing. Whereas if you're writing about climate change as something that touches everybody, but you're writing about it in a way that is not very scientific, but which is very accessible, then it is for everybody. It's for a greater number of people. But nonetheless, whether you're writing for one person or you're writing for everybody, or a lot of people, you have to state your audience. Subject matter, Vishaya, Adhikari. Who is qualified to study it? Who is your audience? And then, Prayojana. What will people get out of this book? Out of this poem? Out of this work? What will they get? They have to get something. Even a Vedanta text, which fulfills itself really, because you get Brahman, you get that you are Brahman. That's what you get. And even the Vedanta text that fulfill itself fully still says, still recounts what will happen when you study Brahma Vidya. Amazing it is. And so here also it is responsible writing to delineate what is it that you will get as a result of this. Prayojana. And then finally, Sambandha. Sambandha means between the subject matter and the prayojana means what? The purpose, the fruit of this writing. There must be some connection. Like, for example, a recipe book. So what is the prayojana of the recipe? Forget recipe book, one recipe, okay? One recipe, how to make dosas. And, what is the prayojana between the audience and the subject matter? What is the prayojana of dosas? Tell me. Yeah, why do we eat, first of all? Abba, finally, to satisfy the hunger. Okay, yeah. And so then the purpose of the dosas, the prayojana is to satisfy the hunger. So what's the connection between the adhikari, the person reading the recipe book on various kinds of dosas, and the hunger, and the fulfillment of hunger? What is the connection? The connection is that in order for the recipe book to be successful, you have to go, there is some action involved. That is the connection. The action involved. You have to go buy the certain dals they tell you to, you have to soak them in certain ways, you have to grind them, and then you have to wait patiently till they ferment. Meaning, if you want dosas, then have a snack. If you're really hungry, this is not for you, have a snack, because it will take at least 1.5 days before you see the blessed thing, especially in the winter. And because it has to ferment, and then you have to roll it out, and all these things you have to do. And so you better, this is what it will take. So the prayojana, between the prayojana and the adhikari, there is a sambandha. The adhikari, meaning the audience, is supposed to go, after reading the book on dosas, the expectation will be go to buy the certain ingredients and do as it says. That is the prayojana. So then between the book and the purpose, there may be a prayojana. How is like here we can take a different book. We can take a book of poetry, Sufi poems, all about oneness, let us say, Rumi. And why was he called Rumi? Because he shows that everything, the Antahkarana is very Rumi. And there's so much space, so much inner space. So you read Rumi, and when you read Rumi, what happens? You feel very roomy, yeah, and you feel all very accommodative and all, forgiving. All what is that? There's a lot of kshanti. You feel very much one with everything, and that oneness becomes the prayojana between the subject matter, which is the Sufi poetry, and then the prayojana, which is the feeling that oneness. There is that is the thing. But what is the connection? The adhikari is the connection, because without the person there, a conscious being reading it, how the prayojana is not enacted. So like this, there is vishaya, subject matter, adhikari, the person, the audience, prayojana, the purpose, sambandha, various connections. So here he says, it is anubandhatrayam. One thing is missing. Which one is it here? Vishaya sambandha prayojana lakshanam. So Vishaya is there. In the first verses itself, he says the Vishaya is there. And what is the subject matter is already there in the in the first verse. So let's see if we can find the subject matter. Can you see the subject matter? Subject matter is Mahavishnu. Okay, we can say that. So Mahavishnu is who? You, that's who. Okay, so Mahavishnu as you is the subject matter. Bhagavan is the subject matter here. And then what else is the subject matter? You. Where is the you? Namami. The individual is also there. And that is the adhikari. The subject matter is there. Adhikari is there. And the prayojana is also given in line number 3, Nirmukta Bandhanam. free of all notions of bondage. That is the thing. So you see why it is so nuanced and layered. Very, very beautiful. Nirmukta bandhanam. It makes you Nirmukta bandhanam. Why? Because you are Vishnu, that's who. And so studying about Vishnu, who is Nirmukta bandhana, free of all sense of bondage, you also are free of all bondage. You are also free of all bondage. And this is what, this is the very, very beautiful. So this is the Sri Vallabham Namami. And then further he says one more thing. Let us see what he says. Anubandhatrayam Prayojalaksham Sankshipya, talking about that briefly. Pratipatti Saukaryartham, to ease the understanding, for easy understanding, Kathayati says the following, Sargasthiti iti, says the first this thing, because it's very easy. The verse is very easy. Immediately yesterday I said, what is the verb? Everybody was able to catch it. Everybody was able to see this. So it is easy, but it's not, it looks simple, but it is actually very, very layered and profound. So, Sri Vallabham Namami iti sambadhyate. Shriyaha Vidya Shaktehe Vallabha tad akara paramatma tam paramatmanam prati vang manah kaya pranidhanena prahvi bhutosmi ityarthaha. Tasya tatastha aha sargasthiti pralaya hetuhu iti hetum iti. Very, very nice. So he says that Namami should be taken as actually bending. We talked about this yesterday. Namami should be actually taken as bending, not I just don't say Namaha, Namaha or Namami and keep quiet. So it's Namami is not just a verb. It's actually an action. Every verb is an action. But here in the enactment of it, something happens. In the enactment of Namami, how do you enact Namami? By bending over. And then what happens when you bend over? You get a trim waistline. So that Avantara phalam, a kind of an unexpected phala. So in addition to a trim waistline, you get also a trim buddhi. The buddhi is trimmed of all nonsensical ideas. The ahankara is trimmed off, pruned, and all these things. And so that is what he says, prahvi bhava, and then actually doing what? Doing this namaskara. One grows up. It's a way of growing. Vak, through the speech, manaha, through the mind, and through the body, bending. Tasya tatastha lakshanam. And then he says the second layer of meaning is that it is this Mangalacharana serves as a tatastha lakshana to Brahman. And what is tatastha lakshana? An incidental definition is called tatastha lakshana, a definition that comes and goes. So if you say Brahman is the cause of the universe comes and the universe goes. So that's why we say tatastha lakshana, coming and going. And so therefore what? So the universe comes, the universe goes, and so therefore it is not that Brahman is stuck with the universe. The universe is an incidental expression of Brahman, not an intrinsic definition. Because there are no intrinsic properties for Brahman. Brahman is free of all properties. There's nothing intrinsic at all. Isn't Satyam Jnanam Anantam intrinsic? You can take it that way, but it's more of a definition of Brahman. It is its own Swarupa. So Satyam Jnanam Anantam is called Swarupa Lakshana. A Lakshana means through something through which something else is known, indirectly understood by implication. So that which is existent, that which is all knowledge, which is sentient, and that which never comes to an end is Brahman. It is you, it's the definition of you as well. But then that is called Swarupa Lakshana. And here we have Tatastha Lakshana, a Lakshana that is very much connected to a certain set of circumstances like the rise and the fall of the Jagat. That is also Brahman, but it is more of Brahman in action. And it's a particular, what is that, iteration of Brahman. And so it is Tatastha Lakshana. Vishveshwaram ityadi Vakya Sheshad Vakya Sheshad Vishwasya iti Vivakshitam. So Vishveshwaram means the Lord of the universe is also an expression of the Tatastha Lakshana, the Lord of the universe. So only when there is something to Lord, Ishvaratvam expresses itself, overlordship, overlordhood. And so that which we call Brahman is free of being lording over anything. That Jivatvam is as though superimposition upon that Brahman. Ishvaratvam is an as though superimposition upon that Brahman. With the Brahman is free of Ishvaratvam and Jivatvam. This is what we have to very, very carefully understand. It's free of Ishvaratvam, free of Jivatvam, and then it's already hidden, it is already told, it is talked about. Very, very beautiful. And then Tad Vivakshitam. Then the first question he asks, Nanu Kutaha Jagataha Nimitta Nimittatvam Upadanatvam Cha Parasya Kutasthasya Astu Iti Ashankya Ashanka Nivaranartham Idam Uchyate Achintya Shaktim Iti. So lest Nanu means indeed, it's an objection. So what about if you don't, if you think that Bhagavan is in the form of the universe, but then Bhagavan he doesn't have the knowledge to make the universe. That's why it says Vishveshwaram Vidita Vishwam. To take away that objection, Vidita Vishwam. And then to show that Bhagavan is in the form of everything, Ananta Murtim. Ananta Murtim. Murta means that which has form. In the Taittiriya Upanishad, it is called Sat sometimes. Sat cha bhavat, tyat cha bhavat. Tyat means without form, Sat means with form. So Murta Lakshanam Brahmanaha. So the Brahman in the form of everything that has form, everything that doesn't have form like air and space, etc., that is also Brahman. And so Brahman is in the form of all forms, all names, Ananta Murtim. Athava, he says, one more possibility is there, one more layer we can look at, and that is what? That is that here Swarupa Lakshana, Ananta. Murti here is the embodiment of Ananta, the embodiment of limitlessness. Swarupa Lakshana. Swarupa Lakshana means Brahman as it is, rather than any connection with the universe, etc. No incidents here, no incidentals, and it is just Brahman as it is, and Brahman as it is happens to be limitless. And so here, one more way we can look at it is, Tatastha Lakshanam Muktva, Swarupa Lakshanam Aha Ananta Ityadina. And Ananta means what? Tatra, he explains, Deshataha, Kalataha, Vastutaha cha Anantata, Paricheda Rahita, Murtihi. Swabhavasya iti Vyutpattim Ashritya Akhanda Ekarasa Ghanam Uktam. So this is to show this Anantyam, to show this not coming to an end at all, limitlessness. Limitless means what? Limitless means the one who is assuming manifest forms, but free of those forms. That is what limitlessness is. Because otherwise, assuming manifest forms means what? Then immediately you think, the Brahman has become the universe. No, that becoming is very unbecoming. There is no becoming here at all. And so without becoming anything, Brahman is still Brahman, limitless. Anantamurtim. means limitlessness incarnate, and the cause of the universe also. From the standpoint of the causation, it's a incidental happening, and that gives Brahman an epithet of Ishvara, an epithet of the one who is causing the universe to come and retracting the universe, etc. But there is a reality between the manifester and the retractor of the universe, and that reality is that which is always constant, always unchanging, always limitless. That is that reality where that equation Tattvamasi operates. That is the level at which the Mahavakya operates. And if you try to take it directly, I am Bhagavan, it makes no sense. The person says, yay, I am Bhagavan, and immediately gets a cat. So, and then that shows how non-pervasive you are. And then you have to put tiger balm and then sit there, for the rest of the day, out of commission. And so it cannot be taken literally. If it's taken literally, then you become a new age person, because there is a certain new age philosophy. It is Vedanta without Sampradaya. It is really, that's what it is. It is Vedanta without its antecedents. It's without lineage. Vedanta without teacher makes one into a new age philosopher, where some little bits of paperback Vedanta is retained. I am the whole, I am God. And then they find it odd that they find it odd that they cannot manifest just like God. Then they keep saying, wow, what am I doing wrong? Why can't I manifest money? If I'm God, I should be able to do this. And this is something they cannot reconcile with the philosophy. And so here, this is something which is so beautiful that we have to be very clear that the equation of the I with Brahman is not, it's not, cannot be literal. That's why Lakshana. The Lakshana means by implication. By implication. Cognitively by implication. And so that implication is Lakshana. It's the implied meaning of the words, not the absolute, and the literal meaning of the word. You are God doesn't mean that you can change somebody else's karma. If you try, they will change your karma by giving you instant moksha sometimes. And so therefore what? So therefore, this is something to be very, very clear about. And so here, that's what he's trying to say, that this is at this level that is happening. So therefore, vidita vishwam anantamurtim. And so how did this Bhagavan create? Next question comes. Not like you, for sure. Little bit something you do. I think I need to rest. I think I've been doing too much. And I think I just need a little bit of, I'm so stressed and I need to take this time off. Why? Because I just need, very badly, I need this. I've done so much. What did you do? I had to deal with all these people. That was terrible and that was terrifying. And then I had to accomplish all these things in no time at all. And that was just, now I need a massage. This is the Jiva's lot, correct? Because everything is aching everywhere all the time. And oh my God, so terrible. Why do people have to be so stubborn? Why don't they listen? Why do I have to deal? Why are they in my life? Why can't they be in somebody else's life? This is the question. And oh, I just need to relax. And where will I relax? How and when? This is the human lot. Little bit you do, you immediately feel completely stressed and tired. And then imagine Bhagavan making the whole universe for breakfast and then having it back for dinner. And imagine how tired Bhagavan must be. No. Nirmukta bandhanam means there is no ayasa here. Ayasa means effort. Effortlessly. Effortlessly, this just like in the dream. Your dream creation, as effortless as it is, This creation that you call the empirical reality, that we call the empirical reality, is also equally effortless. Equally effortless. And so in the dream, you don't have to stress out, how am I going to do this? No, here also you don't have to stress out. So he says, Nirmukta Bandhanam ityanena nishprapanchatvam pradarshitam. Nirmukta Bandhanam means he is free of the universe. That which we call the Lord, Brahman here, is free of the universe, even though there is a causality attributed. That causality is an as though causality. It is not a real causality. That causality is as though attributed. And then it is Nirmukta Bandhanam, free of being a, what should I say, free of any kind of sense of bondage. Free, no bondage, no stress, no mess, no fuss. And not connected with the universe dysfunctionally, especially saying or thinking, oh my God, I have made this universe, what's going to happen tomorrow? Oh, this one is crying. Two people are crying at the same time. The farmer is crying, saying, I want rains. What are you doing to my crops? Make it rain. Where is your assistant Varuna? Make it rain. And then another person is coming and saying, my daughter's wedding is outdoors because of COVID restrictions. So don't let it rain. What are you trying to do? Rain on the wedding? How can you do that? How inauspicious can you be? Stop. And so Bhagavan will say, oh, but they have done 3 aratis and this one has offered 5 naivedyas. Who should I favor? This one is a better cook, nicer laddus. And then this other one has more shraddha. Oh my God, I can't handle it. What am I going to do? No such thing. Effortless. Nirmukta Bandhanam. Free of these doshas, the human doshas, not to be confused with the aforementioned dosha. Yeah, dosha here means fallacy. Free of the human fallacies of the Nairgrinya dosha. Nairgrinya means love and hatred. Grina, hatred here. So Nairgrinya is partiality, meaning the kind of mindset that makes one favor one person and then disfavor another. That is not there for Bhagavan. Totally, that's why it's effortless. So how will Bhagavan decide, going back to the story, will he favor the farmer or will she favor the person whose daughter is getting married or whose child is getting married? Very easy for Bhagavan. That's why before the people even come into being, the law of karma is there. According to their karma, they will get whatever it is supposed to be. So Bhagavan doesn't have to feel stressed and swallow a Tylenol and wondering how to make this decision. Nirmukta Bandhanam. Nirmukta Bandhanam. And then what else was there? Yeah, Apara Sukhambu Rashim. Again, Apara Sukhambu Rashim. It is the Tatasthala, Swarupa Lakshana. Swarupa. Apara is param na vidyate yasya. Aparam means that which doesn't have a boundary. Yeah, no shore. Ambu Rashi, very interesting word. Ambu means water. So we have a lot of words like this. Ambuja, it's the name of a girl's name in India. Born of water. What is born of water? Please do not say shark. Okay. Yeah. What is born of water?
Lotus.
Lotus. Yeah. So why don't you call the girl Lotus? Why do you call Ambuja? It is poetic. That's what, born of water. But our minds, being as they are, we think of shark and all this seaweed, shark. That's not to think about here. So Ambu means water. Ambu Rashi. Rashi means a heap. Heap of sawdust, okay. Heap of leaves, okay. But then heap of water, but this is Sanskrit for you. How, like a mass of water. Apara, which has no boundary. Like all, even ocean has a boundary, but but that's that's the only example that we have. So we say ocean, but imagine a body of water with no boundaries, and so you are like that. And what is this body of water? Sukha, apara sukha. This apara goes with sukha. Apara goes with amburashi also. So apara sukha, a boundless sukha, a boundless ocean of happiness, joy, limitlessness. Paramanandata ukta. So this ananda is talked about. And how is this ananda gained? That is also talked. Sambandha is also there. Here actually he had left out the sambandha, but here the sambandha is also there. How is this ananda gained? Vimala bodha ghanena. You see, it's very clear here. Why? You can also gain the ananda that Bhagavan enjoys. How? By knowing what Bhagavan does. Oh, Bhagavan knows how to make the universe. No, that's not what you need to know. You need to know what Bhagavan knows in the form of the fact that, in the form of the knowledge that I am non-separate from you. That's what you need to know. And then when you know that, Vimala Bodha Ghanam. Ghana here means, the Vimala Bodha Ghanam. Yeah, this is both Prayojana and Sambandha. This is the Prayojana is there. And Sarva Anartha Bandha Vinirmukta. So, in this way, studying this Vakya Vritti, you will be free of all the problems, all the bandhas. And then studying this, you will be free. And how will you be free? Vimala Bodha Ghanena. By studying this knowledge. Because there is a connection between the knowledge and the freedom. Because that freedom comes as a result, as a prasada of the knowledge. And so, Vimala ityadi sheshena visheshena tu prayojanasya pratipannatvam pratyuktam iti vivektavyam. May one think about this as prayojana. So all four Anubandha Chatushtayam is there. All four things are there. In the first verse itself, you know if you are part of the audience or not. So I won't take it personally if you don't come back tomorrow, now that you have understood who this is for. So if you don't come back tomorrow, okay, this doesn't speak to you. No problem. Let it not speak. It may not speak to everybody. But to those who it speaks, to whom it speaks, they are they have that desire being carried forward from many lifetimes. They have been thirsting for this. So in a way, it is like a cool rain shower on a hot day. It's like an answer to many desires, many prayers. It's a blessing. And so the audience has been talked about. And who is the audience? The audience is the one who wants this knowledge, Mumukshu Jana. And the mumukshu, the desire for freedom, the one who feels bandha, is the one who wants vinirmukta bandha. That is the audience. And what is the subject matter? The all-pervasive one, Vishnu. That is the subject matter. The cause of the universe is the subject matter. And that equation is the subject matter. And the one who is doing Namami and the cause of the universe is the subject matter. The one who is doing Namami and bending forward in in all angles and contorting the body in order to bend forward, that one is the subject matter. Why? Because that one is the one that one is the audience, sorry, but that one is also the subject matter, that is the teaching. That one is the audience. The audience says, oh, you are great, I'm not great. You are the whole, I'm just a small little flicker of consciousness, and you are everything, I'm nothing. And in the process, through this knowledge, one understands that one is that to which one is praying. So then audience is taken care of and the prayojana is given. And what is the prayojana? Ananda is the apara sukhamburashi is given, and vinirmukta bandhana, the one that is free of all kinds of bandhana, that is also given. Everything is given, very beautiful. All that is given, and then vinirmukta bandhanam, and then What is that? Yeah, so this is so you see why we could not even finish this in one sitting, because it is so nuanced and so much full of many layers. Sri Vallabham Vimala Bodha Ghanam. Vimala means free of impurities. What impurities? Papa, Punya, Papa especially. All kinds of omissions and commissions. Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsarya. All these are all impurities. When all that, free of all the impurities, and the Vimala Bodha Ghanam means in the form of Atma Chaitanya, in the form of that awareness, that consciousness to which nothing sticks. It's better than Teflon. It is so non-stick. No kind of obligations. I have to do this, I have to do that, I am the author of this, I have to take care of it. All this is not there. That is gone. And so Vimala Bodha Ghanam. Ghana here means nothing other than that. Nothing other than this consciousness is there. And that Bhagavan who is in the form of this consciousness means who is in the form of me. Tam Namami. I worship that consciousness which is manifest as Bhagavan. Very beautiful prayer, very erudite, and at the same time freeing and wonderful to read. Then let us read the next one. Yasya prasadadahmeva Vishnuhu.
Yasya prasadadahmeva Vishnu.
Mayyeva sarvam parikalpitancha.
Mayyeva sarvam parikalpitancha.
Itham vijanami sadatmarupam.
Itham vijanami sadatmarupam.
Tasyangri padmam pranatosmi nityam.
Tasyam Padmam pranatosmi nityam.
Together. Yasya prasadadahmeva Vishnuhu. Mayyeva sarvam parikalpitancha. Itham vijanami sadatmarupam. Tasyangri padmam pranatosmi nityam. Very nice. Here also, the verb is in the last line. Pranataha asmi. I remain saluting. I remain bowing down. Pranataha, bowing down. Asmi, I remain, I am. I am bowing down. To what are you bowing down? Angri Padmam. To the lotus feet of something. We'll see who. I remain bowing down to that person's lotus feet. Tasya is there. That possessive pronoun is there. Somebody's lotus feet. And to that person's lotus feet. Who is that? Yasya prasadat. By whose prasada? Prasada means whose gift. By whose blessings. Ahameva Vishnuhu iti janami. I know that I am Vishnu. Who is that? Huh? Guru. Yeah. First one was for Bhagavan, the first Mangalacharana. The second one is, the prayer is for the Guru. Yasya prasadat, by whose blessing, by whose grace, I know that I am this Vishnu to whom I just prayed 2 minutes ago. This is Adi Shankara, so beautiful. Subverts it completely. This Vishnu to whom I said, oh, I am at your feet, I am bowing to you, but I am you. That is the one. By whose grace, the Vishnu to whom I was bowing, I have now come to know that it is myself alone. But you still remain bowing. That is beautiful. Bowing is, is on the level of the empirical reality, but cognitively one knows that one is not this. So, yasya prasadad ahameva Vishnu iti, we have to add something there. Iti janami, we have to add. Mayyeva sarvam parikalpitam cha. Oh, so if you are Vishnu, then you will say, I created you. You will say, yeah, why not? Mayi eva, in me alone. first we'll just see the meanings, then we'll go deeper into this. Mayi eva, in me alone, sarvam parikalpitam. Everything is as though conjured up. Everything is as though conjured up in me alone. In me, who is this me? Not the body-mind complex. Who is the me? Me, that consciousness. In this consciousness alone, because of this consciousness alone, everything exists. Consciousness, self-evident, everything evident to that consciousness. So in me, that consciousness. What is happening in me? In me, that consciousness, everything has been as though superimposed. Like when you are sky gazing, let's say you're lying down on the lawn and you're looking at the sky, there is a cloud that looks like Ganesha. Why? Because Ganesha Chaturthi is coming in 10 days. And so you're naturally thinking of Ganesha. His birthday is coming. August is birthday month for many devatas. Yeah. So then you think, oh, Ganesha's birthday is coming. So I'm thinking of Ganesha. And then what? Oh, this cloud looks like Ganesha. And then there is that trunk. There are the fat legs. And there is that big stomach. And there are those fanning ears. Ganesha. Oh, the mouse is missing. Oh, wait. There's this other little piece of the cloud. If you look in this particular angle, you can see the mouse. And then next to the mouse, of course, is a house. And maybe that's where the devotee for this Ganesha lives. Oh, but what is use of the house if nobody's come? That's all clouds, okay? Yeah. What is the use of the house if no one is coming out of the house? Oh, wait. Suddenly there's a slight breeze. Certain things have shifted. And then there's a door which is ajar. Make up your mind. Is it a jar or is it a door? No, it's a door that is ajar. Okay. And then out of this you see a figure. Again, another kind of a blob in the form of a cloud. You see the figure. Oh, wait. Does he or she have a plate of laddus for Ganesha? Yes, I think so. Yes. Mayye vodeti chidvyomni jagat gandharva pattanam atoham nakatham brahma sarvajnam sarvakaranam. Where is this from? Ayyo, nobody expected a quiz. Yeah. Bhagavad Gita, don't say, because it doesn't have the tune. Yeah. La 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 la. Then you know it is Bhagavad Gita. Yeah, if that tune is there, don't even come near Bhagavad Gita. What is this then? Guru Stotram? No. Somebody said Panchadashi. No. Nice try though, but not Panchadashi. Advaitam Akaranda. And why did then you haven't taught us that? Why did you? I have taught you that. Some of you have taught that. But no, I came later. I haven't studied it. How can you ask this question? It's unfair. Well, but I have referred to this a lot because this is something which I really, I find it convenient to quote this many, many times. Yeah. Mayi eva, that same Mayi eva immediately, made me think of this. Samanvaya, it's all connecting to various things that sound like that. So Mayi eva, and who is this Mayi in me? What is the Chid Vyomni? In that space which is called nothing but Chit, all-knowing awareness. This whole Jagat has arisen. Just like the Gandharva Jagat, Gandharva Nagari, the celestial cloud city with Ganesha, house, mouse, and the person living in the house has a spouse. Everybody, everyone, you see. And what is this? It is just a sky city, cloudy city made of clouds. Ataha aham na katham brahma. How can I not be Brahma? Jagat Karanam. So same thing here also. What was that? Let's look at that verse now. Oh, it's right here in my hand. Yeah. too many things to refer to. Mayyeva sarvam. Sarvam means jagat. The whole jagat. Parikalpitam cha. Parikalpitam. It is just conjured up. Just like I can look at the clouds and conjure up a city, the same way, in that space of that chit, in that space of this I, which is consciousness, which is all-knowing, ever-present, unchanging consciousness, the whole Jagat has as though been superimposed. And then, Parikalpitam cha, and then what? Itham vijanami. Yasya prasadad ahameva Vishnu. Itham vijanami. Yasya prasadat mayyeva sarvam parikalpitam cha. Itham vijanami. Another, this thing is there. Another verb. Vijanami. Janami, I know. Vijanami, I know without a doubt. Without a shadow of a doubt, I know. Itham, in this manner. In which manner? Yasya prasadad ahameva Vishnu. I am this Lord which I read and study about. And then in me alone, this whole universe exists in me, that consciousness. Unto that Guru. And what is that Guru? The one who taught me this. Tasya angri padmam. I catch hold of the lotus feet of the Guru. And without letting it go, because of the gratitude, I remain bowed to that lotus feet of the Guru. Because of that gratitude, the sheer relief of having gained this knowledge, because of whom I have been given this knowledge to enjoy, I remain ever worshipful of that Guru. More we'll see. I thought we had an evening class, but we don't have an evening class. We have Bodhasara at 6 to 7, which reminds me, one class has been missing in the timetable, which is Wednesday. Wednesday, there is no Vakya Vrtti. 5:15 to 6:30, please put Vakya Vrtti on Wednesday, the 24th. That has been omitted. Okay. Yeah. And so today, being the weekend, what? Yeah, but that's at 7. Yeah, so the 5 to 5:30, yeah, there was no reason for that class not to be there. It has become omitted. So please add that back in, because I looked at the timetable I had proposed. It was very much there. So it has not been left out. So let us put that back in. So please know that, mark that on Wednesday, the 24th, there will be Vakya Vrtti 5:15 to 6:30, this particular class. And then, so that is there. So today, 6 to 7, we have the regular class, Bodhasara. And then this weekend, we will have Mundakopanishad as well. Tomorrow, 6 to 7. Our time, 10 to, 9 to 10, Eastern time. And I don't know if anybody is taking from India, whatever time it is there. 6:30 in the morning, I think, yeah. So that is what it is. Okay. So today, again, 6 o'clock, we'll meet for Bodhasara. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om.